It's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Welcome to The New Next, a podcast that addresses current events and how they will impact the future. So to bring this back through AI with all this is one of the things that all the strikes are centered around pay, and they're centered around their likeness being used without their permission. And so that's the other thing is they're saying, like, especially for lower actors. So like if I was going to be in a movie, because I'm definitely never going to, my goal would never be to be like a major actor. Like, I don't want to be a leading person. Believe me, I do not like the work that they do for that stuff. That is not fun for me. It's not the amount of money I'd have to get paid to even want to do that stuff. No, that's not my goal. Because just a sit down meeting to go over script and having homework to turn in. No, I'm good. It's not my style. But they might offer me $50 to do one day of shooting or something, to be a background, not an extra, but like I might actually have a line or something, and I'll be there for 16 hours. Well, you start breaking that down. That's $25 for an 8-hour day. From 6, and then it's like, oh wait, that's $12.50 for 4 hours. That's $6.25 for 2 hours. Oh wow, I made $3.12 for each hour I work. But it's okay because it's a movie. Well, then they're like, hey, I tell you what, for $2,500, we'll pay you for your likeness. And you're like, wow, $2,500? I'm in a movie and $2,500? But the studio now owns the rights to my likeness, and they can put me on any mannequin in the future, and they can use my voice. They can use my image.
Yeah, that's crazy.
They can distort it how they want, and they can use it in perpetuity. And they're offering like, oh, well, it's $2,500. Like, and I mean, if you think about one sense, like if I'm a guy that's getting these one-line roles and I'm getting paid $50 a day, that's might not be that bad. That's 5,000 days work.
But it's
that's 12 years.
It's digital slavery.
It is. And AI is a big part of that. Now, it's not AI as in like ChatGPT AI or copy AI, but it is AI that allows for a lot of that stuff to move forward and everything. And when they're
I 100% agree with you on that. Like, I think that's really messed up, frankly, and that's a huge concern, because it's literally like we've been through this era for forever that if you use services online, then there's the section 235, I think, whatever the tech exemption is. Mm-hmm. They can pretty much do whatever they want and get out of liability for it. So it's kind of like you're responsible if you do things online, but they can use their data for whatever you want, which is somewhat addressed. But there's got to be a boundary with this. And you hear the stories with how many people go out to Los Angeles and struggle for years and never get anywhere. And it's cutthroat. So
and then using that example specifically, so and they do this with, I love this kind of statistic on MLMs, but so most actors never make like a living wage, like less than, I'm making up a number. I looked it up on ChatGPT, so it's no. There's it's like less than 20% of actors make a living wage by doing their stuff. So let's say you get paid $100 for work, because that's probably a little bit more fair. I said 50. I've seen that. I've seen some casting calls because of the communities I'm in online where they're like, hey, $50 a day. But I've also seen $100 a day.
Why do people do that?
Because they want to get their break.
Okay.
But we'll come back to that, because that's a whole other narrative that's being described. But $100 a day, usually only get a couple times a day. So if someone said like, hey, you're never going to make it. You're never going to have the tools. You've been doing this for 10 years and you've made less than $10,000. I'll tell you right now, I'll pay you $10,000 for your likeness. And even though it's a crappy sum, there's the side of you that says like, hey, cool, I was in a movie now.
Mm-hmm.
I can pause and I can show you the part where I was in this movie. I was in this TV show. But you didn't do the acting. Yeah, but I'm in it. I get paid. And I won't get any residuals. I won't get any royalties, but I'm in that movie. And there's people that's enough for them. Because if they would do it the traditional way, I mean, it's literally us making a video game character and going through like, oh, who do I want in this role? Yeah. Oh, I like this Mike option. I'm going to click him for this one. And who's going to be next to him? Ooh, Matt Jensen. Let's go with that one. And we'll have those two together. Like these two guys would never be together ever. And it's like, oh wait, never mind. But so if someone was, if a movie, even if we said like $50,000, most actors have never made $50,000 ever. Like, period.
Mm-hmm.
And if someone said like, hey, I'll pay you, well, like, okay, like you specifically, Matt, you have, what's your interest level of being an actor?
0.
So if I said, hey, I'll just pay you $50,000 for your likeness, tax free, like that's after taxes, you get $50,000. Now, not you specifically, because you'd be like, well, I want to look at the ethics around it. But someone that's off the streets is like, so I don't have to do anything? Nope. You're just going to take my pic. You're going to take some 3D pictures and you're going to give me $50,000? Yep. Cool. And the studio will make billions of dollars off of these things in the long run. Yeah, I mean, it makes complete, and that's where my anti-business, even though I'm not anti-business, but anti-business is making profit to the highest level without caring about the people that are being involved. That's where it kicks in, and I'm starting to say like, hey, because I don't know, there's just something about, I mean, you said it better. It's a form of slavery. It's a form of, or at the very least, indentured servitude that, and it's a lifetime thing. Like it's worse than a tattoo, because at least a tattoo you can kind of get out of.
Yeah,
you can re-tattoo over it and stuff. But I mean, I'm only speaking like, hey, wouldn't it be cool that you're in a movie? But what if you're the bad guy? Like, what if you do something like your character, they decide like, oh, this person would make a great like child molester and stuff, and
they're like, hey, you're doing porn now.
Well, that part they might actually like, depending on what body you get put onto.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I'm not saying I would be. Oh goodness, that's a whole. I didn't even think about that area, but yeah, porn. That's the biggest money makers of videos. Of anything, and they pay their people a lot better than Hollywood gets paid. But
that's crazy.
I mean, obviously, Robert Downey Jr. is always going to make more than some porn star, but the person that you've seen in multiple movies and TV shows with one shots and stuff, that porn star probably makes a lot more money than that. And I'm not even talking about like porn number one, like maybe the 800th most popular porn star, 2000, probably makes more than that guy does.
That's crazy.
Good job, OnlyFans. If you would like to learn more about the New Next podcast, find us at thenewNextPodcast.com, where you can suggest a topic you would like for us to cover. If you enjoyed what you heard, share the podcast, tell a friend about it, or rate us with 5 stars.